This is a comparison between a conventional and a Mark II. Again, this is with the new style. See, another nice thing about this is you can use different players that are available. And for example, this player right here, I can actually pause this and I can control, well, maybe not this one. It depends how they're built, but you can actually control the animation by moving a slider. I think I can do that with this one. No, maybe not this one. Anyway, we can do this. This is a reverse mark versus a conventional. Now you can clearly see the differences here between the reverse mark and the conventional. The conventional is the one in the back with the orange horse head, and the reverse mark is the one in the foreground with a green horse head. You can see, the Pitman arm angle. This is the reverse mark. You can see how that gearbox is further back as compared to the conventional. And you can also see the speed that the reverse mark has a slower speed on the upstroke as compared to the conventional, and then a faster downstroke. See, I can actually use this slider to go back. I can go to any part of the animation here, pause it, go back, look at it in more detail. So it allows me to do some things that we couldn't do before. This is more interactive than the previous generation of animations. This is an animation of a deviated well bore. Again, you can zoom in and look at the rod guides. Or you can look at the surface unit. But what I like the best is the downhole animations. This is a full pump. Again, if I want to look at part of the animation, let's say I want to look at what happens to the standing valve. So I can zoom in, and I can actually go to the part that I want to see and zoom even more. You can see the gas coming out of the perforations. I can look at the traveling valve and how that works.
Are the gas bubbles getting larger?
Yeah, which is what actually happens, right?
Because they collect, they merge together?
No, as the pressure goes down, they get bigger. Here is fluid pound again, but this is better than before, more realistic. See, the gas that goes through is low pressure gas that comes from the casing. So it's slightly higher pressure than the casing pressure gauge shows. So the plunger basically has to hit the fluid to show to unseat the traveling valve. When that happens, especially when it happens in the middle of the stroke, that will give you a large impact, which can cause the rods to buckle, and it puts a big pressure wave in the pump barrel, which can cause a barrel split, or it makes the traveling valve jump off its seat and it can hit the cage and get pitted and so forth. Gas interference is a good one. When you have a gas interference, you have a lot of gas that goes through the pump, and then you have to compress that gas before the traveling valve can open. And when you compress it, the gas will go through, and then it'll hit the fluid, and the fluid will go through. It's actually very close to what you were showing, or what you videoed, right? Yeah, it's pretty close to an actual video of what happens when you have gas interference. The beginning of the upstroke, you're expanding the gas over here, this is the gas expansion part. Both valves are still closed. And then finally, when you expand the gas enough to open the traveling valve and pick up the fluid load, then you have a constant load for the rest of the upstroke. And then on the downstroke, you have to compress the gas in the pump before the traveling valve can open.